Welcome to another episode of Chappy Hour. I'm your host, Chloë Chapdelaine, and today we have on Ananya.
Hello.
Ananya is one of our first guests that we had on our podcast, and she has made appearance after appearance over the times because she's just that great of a friend that I have to have her on. So thanks for coming on for another episode.
Of course.
Absolutely. So today we are drinking Orange Crush soda, which is one of Ananya's favorite sodas.
It really is.
Do you like most sodas or just Orange Crush?
This is my thing. I don't like most sodas. My favorite is anything orange flavored.
Okay.
That's why Orange Crush is my favorite.
Yeah, so this is the sugar-free version. I made it with my soda stream, so I feel like we're kind of cheating.
But it's okay. It tastes really good.
It still tastes fine.
Yeah.
So if you've got a drink, grab your drink and cheers! Welcome to Chappy Hour. It's kind of like happy hour, but with me, Chloë Chapdelaine, where I catch up with a friend over drinks. It doesn't need to be 5 o'clock to join, so grab your favorite drink, sit back, relax, and let's get started. Cheers. Let's start off strong with the I'll Take a Double section, which on every podcast I share a life hack, and we've got some life hacks here for you. And Ananya shared a little bit about hers ahead of time with me, and why don't you explain it for everybody to listen to?
Okay, so I'll just give some context. So I came across this video where this chef was teaching Gisele Bündchen, like the model, to cook. And without even saying anything, he literally takes a fork, puts it in his mouth, and starts cutting the onion. And she's really shocked. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "Why do you have a fork in your mouth?" And he's like, "Oh, this really helps with not crying when you're cutting the onions." And he's like, "Try it." So I did. And honestly, yes, you actually do not cry when you cut onions. And I've tried 2 different types of onions. I've tried white onions and like the red. And yes, in either occasion, if you put the fork in your mouth, like you're biting onto it and you're cutting the onions, I think it stops like your olfactory senses or something. And literally, you don't cry.
What?
Yeah.
And you've tried it? Like it fully worked for you?
Yeah.
Did you even get like a little bit tingly?
No.
What?
Yeah.
I find that so hard to believe.
I know. So did she. And so like you don't see the video of her trying it, but I was literally like, this cannot be real. I had to try it, and it's actually true.
That's insane. I've never heard of this hack. I mean, before this, I actually used to keep a spare pair of ski goggles in my literal kitchen so that when I was cutting onions, I wouldn't cry, because I swear I have the most sensitive eyes.
Same.
I need to try this.
Yes, you really do. Because like I'm the same. Like even if it's like the white onion that people are like, "Oh, like you're being a baby." No, try it with the red onion and just bite onto a fork while you're cutting it. No tears.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I will be trying that after this, because I just got groceries and I have a fresh onion.
There you go.
I don't know why. This is so hard for me to believe that it would just work like magic.
I know.
Okay, my I'll take a double life hack is actually something that you taught me, but it's something that I now bring into my day-to-day life, and I use it all the time.
Okay,
so it's Google Lens. So if you haven't heard of Google Lens before, Ananya introduced me to it years ago, and I didn't realize how powerful it was until just recently when I've started Google Lensing everything. So basically it's a reverse image search, meaning if you have a photo of something, like you can take the photo yourself, or you could screenshot something off social media, or like any type of photo, you bring it to Google Lens, and it will search by the photo what's in the image. So for example, the first time I was introduced to this, we were searching for locations. This is actually 5 years ago. I think it was 5 years ago.
We were in Puerto Rico.
We went to Puerto Rico, and we had these certain spots that we wanted to visit, and we had seen some photos that people posted on social media, and they didn't take the location, which I don't blame them, but we were like, we want to go
there.
here. And so you first introduced me to Google Lens, which is we screenshotted it, and we were able to find some of the places.
Yeah, like you just reverse image search it, and like sometimes it's not exact, like you have to kind of like go through it, but like most of the time you will find it.
Yep. And I was so impressed at that time how it worked, but then I had kind of forgotten about the hack for a little bit until more recently, where you know how sometimes people will post an outfit on social media and you're like, I need absolutely everything in that outfit. Where's it from? And then the girl's like, oh, it was a gift.
Or
when
they
you
don't
ask her,
tag it.
or they don't tag it, like, and you're like, where did you get this top? And she's like, I cut the tag out, lol, I don't remember.
Oh my god, yes.
And it's like, really? You don't remember? Really? Or it's like, you just
or
don't
they're
want
like,
me to know.
I found it thrifting, and you're like, but like, still, where is it? What does the tag say?
Exactly. So anyways, if you screenshot the outfit, I've learned the search results are so good. You can very often find what you're looking for. And for example, I used this yesterday. This sweater that I'm wearing right now, I thrifted this sweater yesterday. I saw it immediately. I'm like, that is coming home with me. Like, I need it. And so I bought it, but I realized right away that the tag was cut out from the inside. But I knew based on like the feel of it and the look of it that it for sure was a vintage sweater because I own a few. Yeah. And so I reverse image searched it and I found the exact sweater that I had found. And it, like, had I been buying it new, I think it would have been like 160 euros, which what is that in Canadian?
Like at least $225.
Yeah. So I was pumped about that. And yeah, I was able to find out all about the brand and the history of it just by using Google Lens.
Oh my god.
And that was just me taking a picture myself of the sweater that I found at the thrift store that had the tag cut out. So if you are literally wanting the answer to anything that you don't have, whether it's a location for a place or an outfit that you want, try out Google Lens. That's my life hack.
Yeah. No, I still use it till this day.
Yeah. It's because it's so good.
I know.
It's the best.
I know.
Yeah. So,
I'm glad I put you on it.
Thank you. Thank you for this tip. Yeah. But I had to share it with everybody because just specifically it's been helping me so much. Yeah. But we're going to move into the daily special section of our podcast, which is where we talk about the trends that we are seeing, what's going on in the world, how we feel about it, what we think. And there's always stuff that's trending. But one topic specifically that I've heard a lot of buzz about is purses. Yes. Girls love purses. People love purses in general.
True. It's true.
But the purse world is really interesting to me. Yeah. Because I have never been a purse person. Yeah. Right? I think you are a purse person.
I am a purse person.
Yeah. So this is why I'm bringing up this topic with you. So I didn't know a lot about purses, but purses, if you're listening to this and you don't know a lot about purses, can range from $20 or really cheap, you can buy them new, to $20,000. Yeah. And visually, unless you know the brand name that is associated with the purse, you might not be able to know the distinction between a $20 purse and a $20,000 purse. And I mean, oftentimes in the more expensive one, there is more that goes into it. Like it's like craftsmanship, like quality materials. It has to do with the brand name. Like Hermes is a really big one, especially that's got a lot of talk going around them for now. But what are some of your favorite purse brands?
Okay, so my controversial take is I used to love like some of the bigger designer brands, but I feel like the quality's kind of like gone down for like how much they charge. Like if we're gonna say like Chanel, for example, I have a purse from there and I bought it for, just take a guess how much you think it would have cost like a decade ago.
$1,500.
Yeah, it was $1,525.
Hey, nice.
Like that exact same purse right now is about $7,000.
$7,000.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
Because like again, they're able to do whatever they want, so they increase it about 100% a year sometimes.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't realize that inflation in purses has gone up that much.
Yeah, it's because like value increase, right? So like if you see like a lot of girls will be like, well, this is an investment, but I'm like, currently like with the quality, because like some girls literally the Chanel symbol just like falls down.
Really?
Yeah, like I have seen videos of girls literally they're like little CCs, like just literally it was like almost popped on.
Oh no.
And that's a lot of money. If you're spending,
are you sure it wasn't like DH Gate?
No, they bought it from the Chanel store.
Oh my gosh.
So like that's why like again, like I'm not big in the purse community, so when this girl she like posted this video, I was like, oh my god, I'm like, I have a similar bag, but I'm like, I would currently not pay like $7,000 and have the hardware just falling off.
Yeah, I mean there are some purse brands that I see that are coming up right now that are a lot more affordable and are really innovative and apparently are like quality. Polen, is that one of them?
Yes, Polen. Okay, again, they have also increased their price because now they're owned by, so I don't know if like how many people know this, but a lot of the big brands are owned by like one big conglomerate, LVMH.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, so
I'm learning right now.
So it's Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy. They own a lot of like the big brands. So think of like Chanel, not Dior. Dior is owned by a different conglomerate. But there's two giant conglomerates that own like all these major brands.
Yeah.
So when you get bought out by a big company, what happens? Normally they try to outsource the work, right?
Mhm.
So the quality of craftsmanship also goes down.
Oh.
So Hermes is one of those ones where it's like there is like an old lady, like sewing your bag. So
Okay.
that one is still legit. Would I pay $20,000 for a bag? Probably not. But people do.
And on that topic with Hermes, so I have seen so much talk about Hermes in general lately. And so, okay, when I first learned about purses, I learned that like the ultimate purse, like the one to strive for, like a symbol of wealth and that I've made it basically, is the Birkin.
Yes.
By Hermes.
Yes.
It was inspired by Jane Birkin,
Yep.
who was this iconic woman. She inspired this bag.
Mm-hmm.
And this bag is now known for being very expensive.
Yeah.
Very versatile. It's got
Yeah.
lots of different uses, but it's the ultimate bag. Like some Hermes Birkins are
Like they can be like up to like $200,000.
yes. And like the cheapest ones you can get for
Like, okay, the cheapest one I've seen, if you can get it in store, okay, it in store, it's like 8 to 9K USD.
okay, because the resale value of these is much higher than
Way
the
higher.
in-store value. Because how it works, if I'm getting this correct,
Mhm.
and you can totally correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
is you have to get a sales associate. So you have to like get on good terms with Hermes
Yes.
by buying their stuff. So you don't just get to walk into the store and say, I'm
No.
going to buy a Birkin. You have to go and buy plates or like little home goods and
Yeah, like some people have literally bought like an equestrian saddle for their horses because that shows that you're willing to spend like a variety of money in like variety of items. If you're just going there and buying bags, they're like, we don't value you, we're not going to offer it to
like
you.
some people buy coasters, like random things like that. And so eventually you want your sales associate to be able to offer you a Birkin.
Mhm.
And when they offer you the Birkin, it's not like, what Birkin do you want? It's,
no.
it's typically like, this is what we have assigned to you.
Yes.
Take it or leave it.
Yes.
And then you have to make the decision, am I going to buy that specific bag that they presented to me?
Yeah.
And in some cases, it works out great, right? Like you ask for a bag with gold hardware and whatever type of
like
leather.
a tan color, right?
Like a tan color.
Yeah,
you
standard.
you can share your preferences.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when they come to you, that might not be the bag that they're presenting to you for
No.
you to be able to take home. But if you turn down that bag, they're not going to be like, oh, we'll get the one you wanted.
No.
You're losing your chance of buying a Birkin.
100%.
So lots of people will buy it and then they'll resell it immediately, which I think you're not supposed to do. I don't think they like people doing that, but they'll go to like a reseller store that will purchase the Birkin for more than they bought it for. So now they're making a profit and they still bought their Birkin, so they're still on good terms with Hermes. It's this crazy process. Like I didn't realize it was so exclusive.
Yeah, it's like you're paying for a membership subscription, but like you have to keep buying all the extras.
Yeah.
Like you're not just paying for like a flat out fee. It's like you have to keep buying the extras because like the more you buy, the more likely you're like going to be offered the bag again. Right. So it's not like you just got a Birkin and you resold it. They're like expecting you to keep buying more stuff or like you'll never be offered like your dream color or dream bag. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. So on that topic, the Birkin has been this bag that is really exclusive because not just everybody can get their hands on it. And the people who are getting their hands on it have typically been the very wealthy, the very elite, like the people who have connections. But all of a sudden, there's this new term that's being brought up that is called Birkin blindness. So because the Birkin was this highly sought after bag, all of these people who had the means to purchase it have been going and trying to get one.
Yeah.
And lots of people have been getting them recently. And so now, all of a sudden, these more exclusive spaces that you might have attended, so say there's a room full of wealthier people, everybody's showing up with the exact same bag.
100%.
Just in different color
Colors.
variations.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so the exclusiveness of this bag is being lost, which is a new concept because before it's like, oh my gosh, you have a Birkin. Nobody would question it. But now it's like, oh, everybody's got a Birkin. Is it even that special?
Yeah.
And nobody is standing out because it's almost becoming, in certain spaces, like not in the spaces I'm in, but in certain spaces, it's becoming the expectation, in a sense, to have this bag.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because it's become such a highly sought after bag and so many people have gone and purchased it, lots of people before, when this bag was more of like an exclusive, if you know, quiet luxury type of thing, it's no longer a quiet luxury.
No.
And people who typically can't afford it or have access to it are recognizing that's a bag that I also want to show that I have.
Yeah.
And so there are people who are making dupes or replicas or creating counterfeit products that are now carrying these bags around.
Yeah.
And some of them are so
good,
well crafted that you can barely tell the difference. Like you have to hire an authenticator who has to like go in and like look at the stitching so close up. Like you would never be able to visually tell by looking at the bag that it is a counterfeit.
Okay, this isn't like back in like over a decade ago, you'd go to like Canal Street to get like your fake Birkin, right? Like now DH Gate and even like the Walmart Birkin, like they're actually pretty good. I would say like it's really comparable to like the actual Birkin.
And that's what I want to talk about is now the Walmart Birkin. So Walmart in the US, I haven't seen this in Canada, but I know in the US, Walmart released a version of, they just released a purse.
Yeah.
That is pretty much
like
nearly
identical
to the Birkin.
Yeah.
And it was at a very affordable price. It was like under $100, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it was like $60. And there were so many issues because all these people who have Birkins were kind of upset because they're like, well, like, isn't this like copyright infringement? Because like you're copying this like big designer brand. And Walmart, yes, it is a big brand, but it's to like, give to like the generic mass audience.
Yeah. So I just think this is such a fascinating space to be observing because I don't own a Birkin or what they're calling is the Wirkin, the Walmart Birkin.
The Wirkin.
And all of these people are rushing to purchase the Walmart Birkin. The Wirkin is not actually a Birkin, but obviously.
Yeah.
But they're rushing to purchase this Walmart Birkin.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, now the bag that all of these people have spent their entire life working up to being able to purchase, it's like finally they made it and they were able to get it, are like now everybody on the street is carrying an identical bag.
Yeah.
And so it's taking away the special value that owning this bag had. So I would love to speak to somebody. Like I wish I could speak to somebody who owns
a Birkin,
a real Birkin, and I want to get their take because some people have come to social media.
Yeah.
And I've seen both takes. I've seen some people that are like, obviously mine is real, and I know that, and I know that in my heart, and I don't care if somebody's got a knockoff because I've got the real thing.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
There are people with that attitude, and then there are others like, I don't even want to own a Birkin anymore. It's no longer a status symbol because Walmart has ripped it off.
Right. Yes, I have seen that. I was like, for some reason now, because it's being presented to the mass markets, it has like a lesser value. But is it really lesser value because it's being presented to the mass market?
I feel like this is elitism coming through in some people,
Totally, yeah.
And I think it's kind of ridiculous. Like, but what I'm curious about is these people who are rushing to buy the Walmart Birkin.
Yeah.
Are they buying it because, and I guess also I could say the same for people who have the real thing.
Yeah.
Are they buying it because they love the look of this bag and they see it supplementing their outfit and being this really nice piece that they can carry around and it fits their personal style? Or are they buying it because it looks like a status symbol?
I feel like it's the latter.
I think in a lot of cases it is as well.
Yeah, I feel like it is the latter because, like, again, a hot take. I actually don't think the Birkin is that pretty.
I agree. I full-heartedly agree. I don't think that the Birkin fits my style.
It kind of looks like a diaper bag. Like, especially the really big ones. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I think, not that that's what it was created for, but the Birkin originally was created as this bag to be used as an everyday bag,
100%.
To have stuff thrown into it. If you look at the way that Jane Birkin used her Birkin,
destroyed her bags.
She beat the crap out of her bags.
Yeah.
She had stuff hanging
she had
from
groceries
them,
hanging out in them.
Exactly. Like she didn't treat it like this elite
like
item. And
symbol.
now you see some people, they won't even touch their bag unless they're holding gloves because they don't even want to like bend the handles or
like an oil.
Oh yeah, the patina from your hands. And I just think it's such an interesting concept to see and be watching this as like an outsider.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't love the bag, so personally, I wouldn't spend $50 or $20,000 on it.
It's not for me,
No.
but for everybody who it is for, like, go for it. If that's what you
100%.
love and that's what you want and it fits your style, I say purchase it.
Exactly.
But on the topic of things that are trending and whether people are going to buy in or not, I also want to mention, I think skinny jeans are coming back,
Yeah.
which I feel like they literally just went out. Like, when
They
I
did.
think back, I was wearing skinny jeans all through university.
Yeah.
I just graduated like
Yeah.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They haven't been out for long, but to see them come back, I'm getting lots of mixed reactions.
Okay, so when skinny jeans first came back, they were like super, super tight. Do you remember like the ultra skinny? Like they were like
Yeah, they were skin tight.
skin tight, and they were ultra low rise. Like they were like
right.
they were like, again, that's like the millennial skinny jean, which like I could not go back because like, you know, just the muffin top is crazy.
Like if you didn't shave
yeah,
properly,
yeah,
there might be stuff showing. Is how
literally,
low-rise
literally. Like I still own a pair of pants, because I just didn't have the heart to like sell it. I used to work at Aritzia at one point, so that's where I bought it because they were expensive. But yeah, they were so ultra low rise and they were so skin tight. I don't know if I could physically fit into them anymore. But this is the thing. I feel like I don't know how they're coming back because they're really hard to style. I remember when I was growing up, I'd wear like ballet flats with it.
Yeah, that
Or
was a style. Or
boots.
Converse
Yes.
was the style.
But like, you know, the shoe styles have changed and like boots are like the most common way.
Yeah, so I'd say the only way that I personally see skinny jeans coming back in a way that they're going to be showing up in day-to-day life
Yeah.
is if they're being paired with boots.
Totally.
High knee-high boots.
Totally.
Because there's this like some people are calling it an old money aesthetic or like a rider, you know, like equestrian style.
Yes.
I think that's the way that they're going to come back,
Yeah.
is kind of in that equestrian style with maybe like a barn jacket and tall boots. Even hunter boots, I think, are making their way
Okay,
back.
you know why they are coming back? Kate, because you brought up the hunter boot. There is a photo of Kate Moss at the Glastonbury Festival in London. Like I would say like maybe like 15 years ago. That's how she's dressing it up. She's wearing this like little tank top with skinny jeans and literally hunter boots. She's just like mucking about.
Really?
And yeah, like that's what actually brought, I think, the skinny boots back with like the hunter boots and like the tall boots.
Wow.
So it's really the trend cycle has rotated back.
Yeah, I vibe with it, to be honest.
You do?
No, only with the boots.
Okay.
Okay? I'm saying this because I think with the boots, with a cute little equestrian inspired outfit, it can look great. But skinny jeans, I will not be wearing them because I still own my skinny jeans.
Yeah.
I never donated them because I had a feeling this would happen. The skinny jeans, I do not think they're going to come back in the same way that they
No.
were before, like pairing them with Converse or low
The
shoes.
flats, yeah.
And to be honest, I don't know if they're going to make as big of a comeback as other styles of pants that we're seeing.
I agree.
Like barrel jeans are still huge right now. Parachute pants, like
Oh,
more
yeah.
balloon style, like baggy
Yeah.
pants are just huge right now.
yeah.
And I
just,
think
like,
those will
wide
still,
leg in general.
yeah, and I think those will still dominate
Yeah. I
the
agree.
space. But
Okay, so then I'm gonna ask you on this. How do you feel? Because skinny jeans are coming back. There was a time when men also wore skinny jeans. So how would you feel about if men started wearing skinny jeans again?
I mean, it depends on how tight they are. I have personally, I've been loving the baggier style of pants on men.
Same.
I think it looks so good, especially
Same.
when they have like a high-waisted pant. Like a guy has like a
Yes.
high
Okay,
pant.
I love wide pants on men.
Yeah, I love it. I think it looks so good on them. It reminds me of these like, you look at these like old black and white photographs of these like men who are like,
yes.
or like they're going off to war.
Like the grandpa style.
The grandpa style. I love it. I think it
Yeah.
looks so good.
It does.
The
it
really
does.
skinny, okay, like the
I
chicken
know.
leg, that type
Yeah.
of skinny jeans, I'd prefer if it didn't come
Okay.
back.
Yes. Like, you know, when like, okay, this is the photo that comes to my mind. I don't think you ever watched the show, but like in the UK, like there'd be men who'd be like, you know, like when they're like bodybuilders, but they would
Yeah.
wear like the ultra skinny jean.
And the shirt that's also 2 sizes too small.
Yeah, because they want to like show off their, you know,
Mhm.
biceps. But that skinny jean, I cannot. It just looks like you're about to explode.
Yeah. I personally, I don't find it very attractive.
Yeah, no, it looks uncomfortable, so therefore I don't find it
I think that might be
attractive.
part of it,
Yeah.
is that it looks uncomfortable.
Because I was like, there's no way you sit down and you're not like, holy crap, like my pants look like they're about to explode.
And okay, this is sometimes I think like, you know how certain things can give you the ick?
Yes.
The concept to me of
Yes.
a man trying to fit his foot through
Yeah.
really tight skinny jeans, that gives me the ick.
Okay, 100%, 100%. Okay, so see, that's why I'm like, I feel like skinny jeans cannot come back in full resurgence.
But I will say, Hamish does have some skinny jeans that are not too tight. He has some that they're more just like slim leg.
Straight.
Yeah,
Okay.
straight leg.
Yes.
I like those.
I like
so
those.
I think there's a way that you can still have tight jeans
Yes.
without full on giving me the skin tight skinny jean look.
I think what it is, it's like you need like the in between of skinny and straight. Like, so
Yes.
it's not so like
Like
you said,
you
so
can
skin
like
tight.
comfortably bend your knee without it like looking like you're about to rip the.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
Mhm.
I feel like men can wear like the skinny style. I think it's like more like at the bottom when it starts to taper, it just looks weird. Yeah, it looks like a chicken leg.
It does. And okay, moving into other things that are trending, because there's always things that are trending. Another thing that has less to do with style but more to do with appearance and just like self-care in
Yeah.
general is this concept of doing high maintenance things to be low maintenance.
Yes.
And I think this is such a fun concept. So I personally have like fully subscribed to this concept myself.
Same.
The concept is that you are doing lots of things
Mhm.
to yourself, like appearance wise, modifications
Yeah.
that are temporary fixes so that you can become a low maintenance person.
Yeah.
So for example, instead of having to wake up every single day and do a full face of makeup,
Yeah.
you are taking almost preventative actions
Mhm.
so that when you wake up, you don't have to do the full face of makeup.
Mhm.
So some of these, for example, might be using self-tanner on your face as a contour
Yes.
because it lasts.
Yes,
so it
it
still
does.
looks like bronzer, but it lasts for a lot longer.
I have recently actually started doing one thing. I got this like lip stain,
Yes.
and I'll put it like at night, and you wake up, it again, like I don't reapply it or anything, but it stays like natural throughout the day, so it doesn't look like I have like a lip liner on or something like that on, like harsh throughout the day. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Yeah.
What brand? Because I'm looking for a good one.
The Wonder Skin.
Okay.
I just got it, and I actually really like it. Yeah.
I need a good lip stain.
Yeah.
I love that concept. And also, like, something that I've done is just for men's brow dye.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Except one time I had a disaster with it and I dyed my eyebrows Sharpie black. They were full black because it dyes your skin too. I left it on for too long, so just a word of caution, just don't leave it on for long. I called you crying, and then I tried to scrub them off because they were so bad. We FaceTime. I tried to scrub them off,
Yeah.
and I scrubbed so hard
It
that I
was
scrubbed
red.
I scrubbed my skin off,
Yeah.
and then I got scabs
Yeah.
all the
Oh,
way
yes,
around my
I
eyebrows.
remember that. Oh my god, that was so bad.
Yeah.
At least you know what? Chloe did also do, like, do you remember when you did like your lash
my gosh, yeah.
laminate when you did like to
Yeah,
the extreme?
I permed my eyelashes because I wanted to have that like lash lift, which is another thing you can do.
Yeah.
But I over permed them.
Oh, yeah.
And they coiled
What?
all the way back. They were like a spiral.
You kept it on for a really long time though.
That was my fault.
Yeah.
Yep, that was my fault. So, okay, just a word of warning. If you're going to do any of these high maintenance, high maintenance things to
keep
be
yourself
low
low
maintenance, just really maybe go on TikTok or something first and watch some of the videos of people doing it.
Watch a
and
few tutorials.
listen to their words of caution
Yeah.
because they're giving you those words of caution for a reason.
100%.
I have a video of this actually on my own TikTok, so you can go and check it out. What are some of the other things that you would do?
Oh, I don't know if it's still a trend, but like, do you remember when like people were essentially like putting on moisturizer and then essentially putting on like an emollient on top?
Oh yeah, like
So, like,
slugging.
yeah, like Vaseline. I did. Okay, that one I also really live by because like we live in a really dry city.
Mhm.
We wake up with like a glowier skin.
Yeah.
And I feel like with that, I don't have to wear as much makeup or anything like that. Does that make sense?
I do agree with that one.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Even things like doing my nails and stuff
Yes.
from home.
Yes.
Just like, yeah, it takes a little bit of time,
yeah.
but makes me feel so,
So much
like
better.
so much put together
Yeah.
for the day.
Yeah.
Like if I have my nails done, like I feel like sometimes I don't need to like
I know. Same.
go out and do other things.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyways, I just wanted to bring up that trend because I thought it was fun. But let's move into the On the Rocks section of our podcast, which is where every single episode we bring up the drama.
Yeah.
The gossip, the good stuff.
Yeah.
And okay, on the topic of bags, because we were talking about Birkins earlier.
Yeah.
I want to talk about a story that I had seen online. It was this it's this story that this girl had.
Okay.
And she is wondering what should she do in this situation.
Okay.
And I want your take.
Okay.
So I'm going to do my best to share this story from memory. So if I get some details a little bit hazy, please forgive me. But basically what had happened is she had a friend group. Okay. She, with her friends, went to a Super Bowl party. And so there were some guys there and there were some girls there.
Okay.
At this party, she knew everybody pretty much. And one of the guys that was at the party, she'd been talking to before, but not in like a super flirty way. Like they weren't dating or anything like that.
Okay.
But they were
cordial.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
She shows up to the party and she brings her beautiful Chanel purse.
Oh God. Okay.
Okay. She has it sitting on the coffee table or the ground, one of the two, while they're watching the game. And something happens, and this one man who she was friends with in advance knocks over his bottle of red wine, spills all over her Chanel purse. All over it. In the bag, on the bag. She has a moment of panic. She's really trying to hold it together, look cool in front of all these people. Yeah. But it was like a huge moment of panic. Like, oh my gosh, my purse is going to be ruined. Yeah. And it was a beautiful purse. Yeah. So she tries to play it cool. Yeah. She wipes it down. And to her surprise, the purse is fine. It comes off right away. Yeah. It didn't stick to the leather. It didn't stain the leather. Yeah. It didn't wreck the stitching. It didn't, nothing. Yeah. Her purse is totally fine. Yeah. But this guy who spilled his bottle of wine clearly feels so bad. Okay. He's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I've done this. Yeah. He is just apologizing profusely. Yeah. His buddies are giving him a really hard time. Like, how could you do this? Oh my God. You need to replace it. And she's like, no, I swear, like my purse is totally good. Like, don't worry about that. It's fine. Meanwhile, he's taken like a picture on his phone. He is, of her purse. And she's like, no, like, I promise you, everything is fine. Do not
Don't worry about it.
Do not worry about it. Yeah. Like, if there's a cleaning charge that I need, like, I'll let you know. But like, there won't be because it's totally fine. Like, I got it out. Yeah. It just looked like a disaster. So she gets home. Everything's fine. She's continuing on with life. Okay. Life goes on as normal. She didn't stay like in contact with this guy or anything. Okay. A package arrives at her front door. Oh. She opens the package and it is a brand new Chanel purse.
Wow, I need friends like that.
Yeah, so this guy who thought he had wrecked her purse had gone out of the way and purchased her a brand new one. Now, hers was orange. Okay. That she had. This one is pink, but it's the exact same bag. Okay. She's like, I love this purse. Yeah. This new one. Like, it is beautiful. But at the same time, she's like, this guy thinks he ruined my purse. Yeah. And he didn't. And now I feel so bad. Like, I need to tell him. Yeah. You don't need to do this. Like, return it, please. But she's torn because she's like, is this guy flirting with me? Yeah. Or did he really just feel bad? Because she didn't want to put him out financially.
Yeah, of course.
How would you handle a situation like this? And what do you think you would do?
Okay, so I will mention, I have also had wine spill on my Chanel bag. And
no.
Yes, it was also fine.
Really?
Yeah, surprisingly.
These are like waterproof magic stain bags.
I had a mini meltdown. But yeah, like surprisingly, it didn't like leave, like, you know how some bags like it absorb thing and they create like a watermark? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it didn't. I was really surprised. Amazing. Only bonus for me is like, for me it was red wine on a red bag, so like not that much of a difference. But okay, in this scenario, like let's just say like the guy sent her the bag, I would, and she has told him that, I would honestly think, yeah, he's kind of flirting. It's almost like he wanted like a segue in to be like, hey, like, you know, I feel so bad. Like, I want to do something nice for you. So like, here's like that, because like those bags aren't cheap.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Like, that is a grand gesture 100%. If you're just flirting, which makes me wonder, like, is it just flirting? Okay. Unless he's like so well off financially, which she hadn't, like, I don't know the whole history of this guy. Maybe he is.
Well, okay, this is the thing. So like, if you have really, really rich friends, I've only ever had one, But yeah, like if they destroyed something or whatever to them, like yeah, they would replace it for you in a heartbeat. Even if they actually didn't destroy it, because again, they don't value money like that. They value like the relationship. So I could totally see that. So it comes from like that perspective. If he's like, yeah, financially well off, maybe it is just a gesture of goodwill.
Okay. On the other hand, what if he wasn't financially well off? What if he was just like straight out of university, you know?
Then I would 100% say it's flirting, because
Flirting?
that's a lot of money to drop on a girl.
But would you just keep the bag, or would you ask him to return it and explain the situation?
Well, you already spent the money. And like you can't return bags. That's a rule. You can't. If FYI, do note, if you go into a Chanel store to return a bag, they do not allow you to return it. You can exchange it, or you can get a credit back. I know this because I have had credit there for a long time, and then I had to eventually buy a bag.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know this. Okay, that changes things for me, actually, knowing that now.
Yeah.
Because if this happened to me, putting myself in her shoes, I would feel such extreme guilt. I don't care if this guy is flirting with me or not. Like, for him to go out of his way to buy such an expensive bag, because personally...
Because you feel like you owe him. Is that it?
Now I feel like I owe him.
Okay.
Because it's like, now it's like, even if I wasn't into him before, it's like, is he trying to buy a date? Or like, do you know what I mean? Like,
yes, you feel like obligated to do something in return.
Yeah.
Okay, I get
that. And I know that you shouldn't need to feel that way. And obviously he went out of his own way to do this. But I would feel like, what is he hoping to get out of this?
Right.
And yeah, if he's like super financially well off, okay, great. Maybe he just really wanted to like keep a good relationship and he values his reputation.
Yeah.
If he wasn't, is he like, is he expecting anything else out of that? And I know it's sad to have to ask that, but it for sure would be going through my mind.
100%. It's kind of like, and I'll just segue out for a bit. Like in dating, you know, like if a guy takes you to like, let's just say to a really expensive steak restaurant and he spends like $300, do you feel obligated to then like go home with him or something like that? Personally, I don't, because I'm like,
no, I wouldn't either.
See, like I'm like, I don't care, like that's your money. But I know for a fact there are some people I've spoken to where they just feel like, because it's like almost feels transactional, if that makes sense. So I guess like I get why you would feel like some weird obligation in a, like, you know, if he gave you a bag, that's really expensive. And
especially because they haven't gone on dates or anything. But the thing is, when he gave her the bag, he didn't ask for a date. He
just sent it to her, and then like that's it, like sorry for ruining your bag, and like that was just it.
I think he sent basically, I think there was a letter in it, first of all. I think there was a letter, and I think the letter just said sorry for the bag. I
feel like, okay, if that's the case, I would think this dude is like really rich. Like I would just think he's like wealthy, because if someone can drop like, I guarantee you her bag was at least $3,000 to $5,000. It was not cheap. So for a guy to be like, I'm so sorry, here's a bag, a brand new bag, I'd be like, oh my God, you're rich. I would honestly in my head be like, should I date him?
Okay, well, you know, I feel like if she was into him, like if she was, or like even if she was like starting to think about it, like, oh, this guy's got like, he's caring, he, you know, like maybe this did change something for her.
And obviously like he's thoughtful, because he didn't just say like, I'm sorry in a text and just kind of leave it at that, right? Like he literally like re-gifted her the exact same bag.
Yeah. And the fact it's in another color, I have a couple thoughts. A, maybe they didn't have that color in stock, or maybe he wanted to get her another because he knew that she liked that style of bag, and so he's like, well, I might as well give her a new one.
Then like the more thoughtful aspect even comes into it, right?
Yeah.
I feel like if a guy did that to me, I would 100%, maybe because like I'm delusional, I would think he's interested in me.
I think I would send him back a bottle of wine and say, sorry for your wine.
Oh, okay, you know what? That's really good banter. I like that.
Because then also it takes away that like one-sided thing. So it's like, you know what?
You know what? Then you can gauge too if he actually like liked you, or if it was just like him being like a friendly gesture. But like if it is a friendly gesture, I am looking for friends like that.
He was like, this is my address if you want to send me a Chanel bag.
100%. Yeah, like, you know, I am always okay if you want to spill wine on my bag and then buy me a brand new bag. Who's gonna say no to that?
Exactly. And on the topic of sending people things, you have a story to share.
Yeah, so I've seen some drama about a wedding registry. So this girl, like, she's just recently getting married, and she seems young. Like, I would say she's like in her early 20s. So like you would know like what's that like, right? Like it's really stressful, and you're just kind of going through like, you know, the wedding planning. And one of the important things is like registry. So like everybody does it a little different, right? Like I think like the regular and like standard societal way is like you have like a bridal registry.
Yeah.
Right? Like you have like, you know, your frying pans, like your vacuum, whatever on there. So this girl was describing all the things that she's put on her bridal registry, and a bunch of people kind of started attacking her. And I had to take a step back because I was like, I don't know if this is actually crazy or not. But they were essentially saying that she's demanding too much from her guests. Like a Ninja Creamies on her wish list. And she's like, oh, like, I think she said something like, I would die without it or something like that. And I get it. It's like she's trying to be like a sarcastic, like, you know, like an exaggerated tone. Like
she's just joking around.
Yeah, like
I mean, yeah, I would say the same.
And you can
like,
vouch
I can't
for it,
live
right?
without the Ninja Creamy.
There you go.
Need
like,
this in my life.
Like, see, like, yeah. So she has all those things. She's like, oh, like, so this girl goes to kind of critique her, and she's like, oh, I like how she says like this isn't like a need, like this is a want. Which I was like, well, I get it. Like she has like a KitchenAid like mixer in there, and then she has like, you know, like a Smeg teapot, and like I get it. Those are some cute like expensive things, but she's probably gonna use them like forever.
Yeah, those are things that stick with you for life. Like especially like a KitchenAid mixer.
Yeah,
you'll be using that your whole life. I know. Okay. I saw a little bit about this situation that was happening online, but I didn't do a deep dive. But basically, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. So like, also I'll share what I did for my wedding.
Yes.
I didn't have a registry.
No.
Because we just asked for money because Hamish isn't a Canadian citizen, and we're having to go through the process of trying to get him to become a citizen, which is expensive and lengthy.
Yeah.
And so we just asked for money to try to get our citizenships in place because I'm also going to try to get permanent residency in Australia. Because he's Australian, by the way, that's why. I'm not just like, I'm just asking for everybody to help me move to Australia. No, so that was kind of that situation. But had I not gone that route, I think it's okay to have those items on your registry.
I agree.
Especially if they're things you're going to use. Like, I would like to say, like, forever ago.
Yeah.
I'm saying forever ago, like, in our parents' age.
Oh, yes.
The stuff that they had on their registry was, like, silverware that you only use
like,
for
crystal
special
bowls.
Crystal bowls. Fine china that you might only use for, like, one meal a year.
I'm pretty sure my parents had, like forget silverware, they had like goldware, like literally cutlery that had gold in it,
which I think people are losing the plot. I think the stuff that's on the registry, first of all, you don't need to purchase it for somebody. Like if somebody has an item that's listed and it's $400.
And Kate, this is the thing, so sorry to cut you off there,
no, that's fine.
Let's just say the item is $400, as you're saying. Multiple people can go in on it. It's not like it just has to be like one person buying like the $400 mixer, right?
Yeah. That's really true. Yeah, especially if there's like a family or something.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And on that note, like, yeah, if it's $400 and you have a budget of $50 for your guest, I think that you can find a gift within the $50 price range. She literally
had like, I'm pretty sure she had like silverware that was just like knives and forks for like $60.
Yeah, I think people online look for any excuse to attack people, especially people that are finding success in their life. And I think getting married is like traditionally seen as like one of those milestones.
And Kate, this is a thing. Like, I feel like if her take was like more on like societal norms, like I'd understand it more. Like, you know, like the expectation of like the grand gift. I feel like I've gone to other weddings too, and like they tend to do like money. I feel like that's just easier because like let's just say you're going on a honeymoon, you're just kind of funding that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like been the natural segue into like the current societal standards, whereas like I don't really see like the regular wedding registries anymore. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So if her critique was more on like societal standards, like I'd understand that. Her being like, you know, like I feel like it's crazy that we still expect like these grand gestures. Like why can't we just give money to like, you know, the happy couple kind of thing? Like I feel like that would have been still like critiquing but being positive. Does that make sense?
Yep, totally.
Yeah.
And I think these days, why are you judging somebody for what they're doing? Like everybody's in such different positions financially.
Like her, like literally her family could be loaded.
Absolutely.
So like those could be just like easy gifts for them
really
to give.
Reasonable asks. Yeah. And they're also practical gifts, in my opinion.
Like a Dyson vacuum. Like that, I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
and the people who are online critiquing it were like, you should just be asking for a vacuum.
Yeah.
But like, I think if you have a vision of what you want, it's okay to ask for it.
Yeah.
You might not get it, and
that's
people,
okay.
People
That's okay.
understand that.
Yeah, that's okay.
But like personally, I'm at a point in my life now where it's like, buy it nice or buy it twice. And it's like, I would rather get the item I want than have something gifted to me, have it die in a few years, and then have to put myself out further to like get the thing that I could have just got from the beginning. If that makes sense. And I know that might sound frivolous or like, I don't know.
That's why I think like how it should be looked at from like the new lens should be that like, I think we should move away from like the specific gift and like give the couple money. Or like what if you really want to give them like a houseware gift, sure. But I feel like it should be more like let them decide what they want to do. If you want to buy a Dyson vacuum, you can do that, right? Like if you get the money, right? Or if you want to spend it on a vacation, you want to spend it on like, your immigration stuff, like you can do it on whatever you want. It gives you like the freedom. Yeah. And I feel like that's the way it should be. I don't feel like you have to be stuck to be like, I need a mixer. So like I get it. Like, but like I feel like again, those are standard registry items if you want to go like the traditional route, right? I
agree. And did you see the way that she responded to all of this backlash on social media?
Yeah, I really like that. I feel like what did she say? She wanted just like, I think people were gonna actually fund her wish list, right?
So actually what had happened, this is what I've seen at least, if I'm getting it correct, is she said, first of all, she's like, people do not need to buy me anything, because all of these people saw people that were attacking her. And we're like, girl, I'll buy you that. I don't care. I've got some extra cash laying around. I'd love to support you and your future. But she said, no, don't buy me what's on my wish list. I've created a new registry. It's open to the public. I want you to buy the stuff that my students need, because she was a teacher. I think she was like a kindergarten teacher. She taught young kids. And so she created a registry that had all price ranges. From like items that were under $10 to like everything. But it was all stuff that would be going directly to her students. And I think that is such an amazing thing that she did.
I 100% agree. And I'm going to segue out a little bit. I feel like this is also really good from a PR perspective. So let's just say you're stuck in a PR nightmare, which is kind of what she was. This was like such a good way because she actually did like some goodwill.
She did.
And again, it's not to be like she's not being genuine or anything like that. But again, this is so smart because she could have just gone with it being like, oh my God, thank you guys like for buying me my like KitchenAid mixer. But no, she actually took it to another level. I feel like this was such a smart like PR move where she's like, you know what? I'm getting so much hate. I'm just going to turn around and make it something so positive.
Yeah, she handled that with such grace.
Totally.
And so I wish her all the best in her future.
Same.
And congrats on her upcoming marriage. And
I hope you get your KitchenAid mixer.
I hope she gets her KitchenAid mixer. And I also hope her students get everything that she had asked for as well, because I think that's so amazing.
Same.
But on the topic of things that kind of shake us, because I know that last topic, I was very shook by the responses of people online to what I personally took as a very standard registry.
And I was just like, am I crazy? Or like those sound like normal things. I'm like, I get it, they're on like the higher end, but like this is the thing, most of the time people don't even get exactly what they want on the registry.
No.
Like if you ask for like a salt and pepper shaker, you might get like, I don't know, like a full like, spice rack. Like you just don't know what you're gonna get.
Exactly. And I think at the end of the day, if you show gratitude, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
But yeah, on the topic of things that shook us, what's something that has shaken you recently?
Okay, so I'm like, I brain rot a lot. And one of my favorite things to brain rot on is dog videos. And I came across this video where it was like one of the top 10 dog moments of 2024. And I came across it recently, so clearly my feed sucks. But it was this dog that actually gave CPR to its owner when they had a mini heart attack.
What?
Literally, the owner had like a mini stroke and they have like a medical bracelet. So like the EMS was alerted and they were on their way. But in that moment, the dog, I guess like, I didn't get the full backstory of whether this dog was like ever in like training. Like, sometimes if it's like a police dog or military dog, like they can do that, or like a special needs dog. It was not one of those dogs, but this dog knew how to give its owner CPR. Like he actually was on the owner pushing down.
What?
I know. When I saw the video, I was like, there is no way. So the EMS actually broke in through the door, and they like were like, wow, you should be so proud that like your dog actually helped you, like, kept him alive to be able to be checked out. And yeah, he had a mini stroke.
That's amazing. That
Yeah.
dog deserves every treat on earth.
He was literally like, the owner was like crying because like as the EMS, he's like, he's my best friend. I was crying.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna start crying about thinking about the fact though, like
This
man is now gonna outlive his dog.
I
thanks
know.
to his dog's
I know.
good spirits. Like
I know.
that makes me so emotional to think about.
I know.
Like,
I was literally like, oh my God, like that is so crazy that this dog was like so panicked. But like as an adult, I feel like I don't think I know like what to do, which is really bad. But like, I'm like, my God, I'm like, a dog like saved its owner like through a heart attack. Like, I know it wasn't a full on heart attack, but like that's so commendable. Like, I was like, he should get like a little medal or something. I don't know. I was honestly surprised. I had no idea that dogs, and maybe I'm ignorant and I don't know, but like I didn't think dogs knew how to give CPR.
I've seen videos of it, but I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I just never gave it much thought, but like
Yeah.
I never imagined that situation actually happening.
Yeah. And this is the thing. It's because like I've seen service animals, like, you know, you can train them to do certain things.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's like, yeah, I'm like, no, my dog wasn't in like the military, wasn't a police. So that's why I was like, okay, again, I don't know like the background full of the dog, but I was like, okay, I'm like, my God, I'm like, I don't know how he even like knew to like, do that.
It's amazing.
I
What a good
know.
dog.
I know.
On the topic of animals, I'm
Yes.
going to share a animal fact I learned as my shaken not stirred.
Okay.
Apparently, snails have 20,000 teeth,
Yeah.
and their teeth are the most strong,
Yeah,
naturally
I know.
occurring substance on Earth.
Yeah.
They are stronger than diamonds.
Yeah. I would not look up a photo of
I
snail
need to
teeth.
look up a photo of snail teeth.
Yeah, I would not look
I
up a
haven't done it yet,
photo. That's the first thing I did.
but I am so shocked by this.
I know, same.
I learned this from a girl named Nicole.
Okay.
I follow her on TikTok.
Okay.
She has autism and
Yeah.
she's amazing. She
Yeah.
just like she loves bugs and animals and she shares
Aw.
about them all the time.
Yeah.
And she shared this fact and I just thought it was the best thing ever. But I am now like I need to see what
Yeah, you need
snails'
to look up
teeth
a photo.
look like because apparently they need to be so strong because they grind
Yes.
up minerals
Yeah.
and stuff so that they can obviously survive.
Yeah.
So yeah, snail teeth.
Yeah, no, I knew that they had, like, I had kind of heard about them having a lot of teeth, but I do know, like, it's trending. And with that, and I don't know if this is true because I've seen this, I feel like it's not true, but cows not having upper teeth.
I saw a girl talking about this today.
Yeah.
She's like, did you know that cows don't have teeth?
Yeah,
Up on top?
yeah, yeah, she
I
was like,
don't believe it.
yeah, she was like, yeah, you know, cows smile that way because they don't have upper teeth. And I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? I'm like, I swear to God.
I think
cow-
she's lying.
Yeah, because I'm like, what do you mean the way cows smile? Don't cows smile with,
No, I'm trying to think of a cow skull.
yeah,
They for sure.
I know.
I
I
don't
know,
know.
I'm
If
trying to
I need to. I'm googling this. I'm
No,
gonna-
and Kate, this is why I was like, okay, so when we were in Slovenia, we saw a lot of like Highland cows.
Mhm.
Did we not see them have upper teeth?
We saw them eating grass.
That's
I need to go back and look through my photos. And videos.
We weren't like up close in their face, but I swear to God, they have upper teeth. But this girl claimed that the reason why cows smile the way they do, because like that was her point. Yeah, like they smile with the bottom teeth, which I'm
Yeah.
like, interesting. I didn't know that, but she's like, yeah, it's because they don't have upper teeth.
Okay, I'm Googling this after this episode. But because we're coming to the last section, let's both quickly share one thing that we are obsessed with.
Okay.
I'll start.
Okay.
Well, for my birthday, because it's my birthday next week,
Okay.
my parents are helping me build a sewing closet. I've
Okay.
talked about how obsessed I am with sewing. And my Nana had
Yeah.
this closet in her house. I've never seen it before, but she turned this closet into this sewing closet. And so this is inspired by my Nana.
Aw, that's so cute.
Yeah, but we got electricians in this week and they put lights in there so
Oh
it'll be
my
nice
God.
and bright. And they also put in an outlet. So like it's like a fully functional closet that's going to be like my little stored away space that I can go in and work in. And I'm pumped about it.
Oh, that's so cute. Wait,
Yeah.
where is it?
I'll show it to you. It's in my main room.
Okay, let's hope that if you ever have burglars in there, they don't hide in there. Because, like, well, you'll know right off the bat because of the lights that would be on.
Yeah, true. It's scary to think about things for making me scared.
I'm sorry, but at least you'd be able to catch them quick.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you obsessed with?
Okay, so your husband is just like an athlete, so you know a lot about sports. Okay, so recently, because like I said, I like brain rot on TikTok a bit. I've been getting a lot of rugby videos.
Yeah.
And I didn't really realize like how big rugby is in Australia, but it makes sense. Like in Commonwealth countries, it would be. But there is a guy on there which I'm obsessed with because he's stunning. His name is Jordan Ricky, and I think he's Maori. So like I guess technically from New Zealand, right? Like it's like I think they're Pacific Islanders. Again, I could be wrong. But he's stunning. And I've watched a few of the clips. He's actually an exceptional player. So like that's attractive in itself. And he also is very pretty to look at.
Slide in his DMs.
Yeah, I wish.
I'll help craft one.
I literally had to like be like, "Okay, do you have a girlfriend?" I had to Google so hard.
Does he?
Okay, I couldn't find a single photo. But he is a baby, and as Chloe knows, Chloe's the baby in our friendship.
Yeah. Because you're 8 years older than me.
I know.
How crazy is that?
I know.
How old is he?
I think he's like your age.
Oh,
I think he's 26. Okay, wait, you're 26?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He's 26.
Okay. That's not
like,
baby.
I was like, it's like I do dating Chloe. I literally thought about it too. I'd be like, it'd be like dating Chloe.
Oh man, so crazy. But anyways, for everybody who's been listening to this episode so far, I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you so much. I am always so grateful for every person who takes the time to listen to my episodes from beginning to end. And while I've got you still here, I just wanted to give you your friendly reminder, if you haven't already, give this podcast a 5-star review on whatever listening platform you use. I'm on all different listening platforms. See, you could maybe if you gave me one already on Spotify, you could go over and give me one on Apple Music. Oh, double whammy. Yeah. Wouldn't that be cool? But if you don't have time, I also understand, although
just give her a follow.
I will keep reminding you. But yeah, you could just give me a follow for now, and we can catch up next week, and I'll remind you again until we finally get to that point, right?
Exactly.
But anyways, I just wanted to say, everybody, thank you so much for listening. It was a pleasure having you guys here to spend the day with me, and until next time, cheers!